You're watching Mirror now. I'm Amita Balachandra on Pulse. Our top focus this evening is going to be a shocking incident that's coming from Delhi this time around. A Delhi University student alleges molestation inside a bus. We're going to be discussing how safe women actually feel in the national capital, especially after the 2012 Nirbhaya incident. We're going to be talking to a couple of people and we'll also get inputs on the story that's coming up. But later on the show, we have for you today a bull belonging to Tamil Nadu's Health Minister C. Vijay Bhaskar dies during a Jallikattu event. Speeding bull rammed into a pillar and collapsed. Also on the show, 5 people killed, major crops damaged due to untimely hailstorm in parts of Maharashtra. Thunder and hailstorm warnings issued for Ahmednagar and Pune over the next 24 hours. Well, straight up to our top focus this evening, where a girl student from Delhi University has alleged molestation inside a bus, and this too coming in from Delhi. This time we understand that the entire incident was caught on CCTV cameras. But the big question we're asking here on Pulse is what happened to all of the promises? What about safety and security measures in public transport? We have Apurva now joining us with more details on that story. Apurva, we understand right now you're inside a bus reporting about this incident. Tell us exactly what happened in this case. What were the lapses when it comes to safety and security?
Well, certainly there are many concerns that are being raised at this point, particularly with this incident that has come to light, where a DU student has gone ahead to file an FIR because there was this passenger who was sitting next to her and he was flashing, he was masturbating right next to her. And even while she raised an alarm, even while she said, when we also exclusively spoke to her, she said that while she even tried to raise an alarm, there was no co-passenger who came to her rescue. And that kind of shows the sheer apathy. But certainly, the manner in which this entire incident has come to light raises two very pertinent questions. Point number one, the kind of facilities, the kind of safety that is required in the public transport in buses. The Aam Aadmi Party government, of course, promised a lot of things, one including CCTV cameras, the other being marshals that had to be deployed in every bus. But we are not seeing any of this. I'm actually in a bus right now. You can see the amount of crowd that is there in a bus. And the fact that there is no marshal here, there are no CCTVs across any of these corners here, these were the main promises that were made by the Aam Aadmi Party government when they came to power, but none of these promises seem to be fulfilled. Second most important aspect is the fact that women who travel every day on these buses do not feel safe at all. They feel that every single time there is always these cases they're coming to light. There are repeated cases of harassment, molestation. Every single day there is one case or the other that is coming to light, and that is the reason why the government of the day really needs to look at this with a far more intent in implementing what they promised, because clearly on ground nothing seems to have been implemented the way they were promised to the citizens of this country. Back to you.
Well, absolutely, and the reason we're bringing this up on the channel is because according to the NCRB data, you'll see the number of rape cases and number of cases on assault on women, especially in Delhi, is far higher when compared to the rest of the cities. What is the government doing? What happened to the promises by the AAP government? Like Apurva was pointing out, no CCTVs or marshals in public transport. Do women feel safe at all? Let's listen in to the victim. Apurva caught up with the victim earlier in the day. Listen in.
I was coming from my college on 7th of February, and as usual, I always take a bus from Vasantgaon, and that day, that's what I did. So I took a bus 774 on that day, and I was sitting on a female bus, female seat, and there were a man who was just sitting next to me, and started, he suddenly started masturbating there, and he started touching my waist. So I was like totally complete shock, because I was that time I was reading a book. I was like, I didn't realize what's happening. So when I was just the seat was shaking at that time. I was like, well, something is wrong. Something is wrong. So it just click. Ki, let's make a video of it if that is right. So I'll get to know what's happening. I got a confirmation about it. So I'll do the same. I do the same. So I made a video of it, and so I got a confirmation. Yeah, that's what he's doing. So then I tried to reach out people. I tried to tell people about it, and there were no response from those people, and they were. I also yelled at that person, but he was completely lost his mind. Maybe he was a drunk. Maybe he was. I don't know what had happened to.
So when you said you tried to confront that person. What was his reaction? What did he say to you?
He said, "Just you wanna get down? Just get on the bus."
Did you try alerting anybody in that bus? Did you see any of these marshals, CCTVs, any of these? These are the promises that were made by the Delhi government. Were these things available in that bus at that time?
No, nothing was available there. No marshal, no CCTV, nothing.
How was the response of the police? Did you find any difficulty while you were going ahead and filing an FIR? Because it's a very brave attempt that you've made to have openly revealed this person. What was the response of the police?
I was sitting there for like 6 hours in the police station, and there were no response from the police. There was actually a lack of miscommunication there. SI was saying ki SHO is not there. SHO is saying ki SI. They were like totally miscommunication there. First they were trying to support me, but then it was like it was all gone.
7 फरवरी के दिन, उस दिन कोई एक नौजवान जो अनबिकमिंग और एक्टिविटी जो परवर्ट एक्शन कर रहा था, उसने वीडियो पे क्लिप भी बनाई मोबाइल पे, और इसके साथ वो पुलिस स्टेशन में कंप्लेन देने आई, और इस पर साउथ वेस्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट पुलिस ने प्रॉम्प्टली केस दर्ज करके इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू कर दिया है, और कौन था ये और क्या सरकमस्टांसेस थे, तमाम चीज़ों की जांच शुरू हो गई है.
Well, that was the police that was telling us about this particular incident that we're bringing up here on Mirror. Now, I'm going to go back to Apurva right now. Apurva, the other big question that is being raised at this point is why no arrest, despite the fact that there is a video being made on this particular incident?
Well, at this point, there has not been any arrest that has been made at this point. Of course, the police very categorically maintaining since morning that they're very close to apprehending this pervert who went ahead and flashed in a crowded DTC bus brazenly with absolutely no respect, and with the audacity with which this entire act has been committed speaks volumes in the manner in which that is utter disregard. Let me speak to a couple of commuters here at DTC bus to understand how they feel when it comes to them traveling in a bus. Ma'am, ये बताइए, आप जब बस में ट्रैवल करते हैं, क्या आपको एक तरीके का डर लगता है when you're traveling in a bus कि किस तरीके के छेड़छाड़ होते हैं, इतने सारे इंसिडेंट्स हैं जो सामने आते हैं?
हाँ, यहाँ पर ऐसा होता है कि जैसे हम ज़्यादा भीड़ हो जाती है तो यहाँ पर बॉयज़ होते हैं या आदमी होते हैं, ऐसा टच करते हैं यहाँ पर कि पता नहीं रहता, फिर गुस्सा इतनी तेज़ आता है. मतलब ज़्यादा भीड़ होगी ना बस में तो लड़के लोग ऐसे टच करते हैं, पीछे से टच करके और ऐसे ही आगे निकल देते हैं.
यहाँ पे कभी भी आपने कोई सीसीटीवी या फिर मार्शल्स या किसी भी सिक्योरिटी को देखा है बस में?
नहीं.
मैम, आप बताइए.
दिल्ली होते हैं? नहीं मैम, होते हैं
और
शाम को होते हैं.
थोड़ा डर लगता है जब आप ऐसे क्राउडेड बसेस, डीटीसी बसेस में ट्रैवल करते हैं?
नहीं, हेल्पफुल होते हैं मोस्टली लोग,
बहुत कम होते हैं.
हाँ, हेल्पफुल भी होते हैं, ऐसी बात नहीं है.
अच्छा मैम, आप बताइए कि आपको थोड़ा डर रहता है जब बस में आप ट्रैवल करती हैं, पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट में ट्रैवल करती हैं, क्योंकि बहुत से ऐसे केसेस हैं जो सामने आए हैं?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
अच्छा मैम, ये बताइए, आप लोग यू ट्रैवल एवरी डे इन अ बस, क्या इज देयर एनी काइंड ऑफ अ फियर व्हेन इट कम्स टू ट्रैवलिंग इन अ बस?
आदत हो गई है अब.
अच्छा,
तो कुछ वैसे फियर नहीं है मुझे, मतलब पर्सनली ऐसा कुछ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है फियर वाला.
और आप जो ये इंसिडेंट्स सुनती हैं हर दिन,
हाँ, थोड़ा डर लगता है वो सुनकर, लेकिन ठीक है। अब
कभी सीसीटीवी या किसी सिक्योरिटी किसी को आपने बस में देखा है अपने साथ travel करते
कुछ बसेस में मैंने वो कांस्टेबल्स को देखा है, लेकिन जनरली नहीं होते हैं, नहीं होते हैं।
So there you have it, Amita. Most people there clearly saying that there has not been a lot of people in the bus when it comes to security that they're talking about.
Well, absolutely, and those are the questions we're asking here on Pulse as well. What happened to all of the promises made by the government? Apurva, thank you so much for getting us those details there. But the big question we're asking is, do women feel safe at all in public transport, especially after the 2012 case that we saw, Nirbhaya case that we saw? Has anything changed on ground? That's a question we're asking. Let's begin by asking a couple of people who join me at this point. You know, this sort of incident to take place today, the big lapse that we've seen, of course, is that there were no CCTVs, no marshals on that bus. In fact, one of our reporters just now was in a bus to check whether people feel safe, but a lot of people there saying that these measures that the government had earlier announced, none of them has been implemented. How safe do you feel while traveling in public transport?
Well, speaking of the bus, we do not feel safe because it's overcrowded. But I also feel that CCTVs and marshals are not the solution, because it again becomes a tool of moral policing. So maybe I would go out with a guy friend, and then next day maybe he can molest me or do something, and I accuse him of that. But then the police might say, "आप लोगों को तो देखा था हमने घूमते हुए," so this cannot happen. So this CCTV camera becomes a tool of surveillance and moral policing, which I am against. But on the other hand, to ensure safety measures, what the government should do is increase the number of buses so that buses becomes less crowded. Buses are overcrowded, as a result of which people take advantage of it and molest women. So the more public transport, more buses, women special buses is a necessity in this time, because we also have a women's coach in the metro, which makes us feel safe. Women generally tend to go to travel on the women's coach. So a more number of women's special buses, which will ply even at nights. So these are the things required. Also, another thing which is required is that a 100% conviction rate. What we are seeing now, one goes and complains and nothing happens, because the police again, first of all, they'll judge you, they'll not take the FIR. So what is required is speedy trial and conviction rates. Only then these sorts of incidents can be averted. So infrastructurally, more buses, women's special buses, and legally a speedy trial and higher conviction rates.
Do you also believe women special buses could perhaps help? Do you think twice before going out, especially late in the night, or alone in public transport?
According to me, according to my experience, I feel a lot safer in the metro. And since metro is not affordable anymore, we are also having, I'm from ISA, we are having this movement for affordable metro and women special buses. This has been our agenda since a very long time. We are talking about it because as a woman, I don't feel safe in these crowded buses. And yeah, I think twice before going out, because if something is going to happen to me, the first question that will come is, तुम इतनी रात को क्या कर रहे थे? Why were you out? There will be a lot of moral policing. So what we are saying is, yes, we need more buses and women buses in order to curb such instances, because it is easy to harass women in crowded buses and other modes of transport. And we also need affordable metro, because as she said, it is a necessity. Women usually travel in the women coach because they feel safe in it. So we need to create a lot more women inclusive spaces for their safety.
What about you? The reason we're also bringing this up is in Delhi, according to the NCRB data, we've seen over 3,000 rape cases, over 2,000, cases of assault on women. These cases keep cropping up, but the government seems to be very lackadaisical in its approach in implementing the safety measures.
जैसे कि आपने बोला कि जो रेप केसेस हैं इंक्रीज होते जा रहे हैं, रियलिटी है कि वो इंक्रीज हो रहा है, लेकिन उसके पीछे रीजन क्या है कि वुमेन सेफ नहीं है। जब वो बाहर निकलती है तो मतलब उसकी सेफ्टी जो कि पुलिस और जो कि गवर्नमेंट के हाथ में है कि उसे इंश्योर करे, वो ही जब अगर उसके साथ कुछ गलत होता है वो पुलिस स्टेशन जाती है तो उसको जा करके रिप्लाई जो मिलता है पुलिस स्टेशन पे, जो आंसर जो लोगों का होता है कि शायद इसी की गलती होगी, ये इतनी रात को बाहर क्यों निकली। मतलब एक रिपोर्ट थी जिसमें मतलब एक न्यूज रिपोर्ट चल रही थी, उसके बीच में बोला गया कि लड़कियों को 8 बजे के बाद बाहर नहीं निकलना चाहिए। क्या हम उन्हें दिन की उनकी सेफ्टी को इंश्योर कर रहे हैं कि अगर मैं दिन में 12 बजे निकल रही हूँ तो क्या मैं सेफ हूँ? मुझे नहीं लगता है। तो गवर्नमेंट को और जो पुलिस जो कि इसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है उन्हें आगे आना चाहिए, उन्हें ना कि हम लड़कियों को अक्यूज करना चाहिए, बल्कि जो रियल कल्प्रिट्स हैं उन्हें मतलब सजा दें, उनके लिए कुछ करें। और जो मतलब जो उन्होंने जो फंड्स बनाए हैं, जो निर्भया फंड या जो भी वेरियस जो फंड्स जो गवर्नमेंट्स ने बनाए हैं, उस फंड का सही से यूज हो।
So, like she pointed out, several questions about what happened to the Nirbhaya Fund also comes up after. Tell me this, in this particular case, we've seen that a lot of people did not come and help the victim. The victim alleges that a lot of people didn't come and help. Should there be a law on regulating that to ensure that people who are looking at you to see that you're in distress to come and sort of help you?
लॉ आई डोंट थिंक दैट्स गोना हेल्प बिकॉज अगर पहली बात तो लॉ किस लिए बनाए कि आप ही किसी ने हेल्प नहीं की, आप किसी को फोर्स नहीं कर सकते हो आपकी हेल्प करे आगे। दूसरी बात कि ये एक मतलब सोसाइटी का प्रॉब्लम है, ठीक है, इज नॉट जस्ट अबाउट हैरासमेंट। ये तो केस है कि सीसीटीवी में रिकॉर्ड हुआ तो सामने आ गया, ये एक डेली की चीज है, ठीक है। यू आर अ वुमेन, आई एम अ वुमेन, यू फेस दिस ऑन डेली बेसिस, नॉट जस्ट इन बसेस, एवरीवेयर, मेट्रो, आप रोड पे चल रहे हो। तो लॉ तो बनाना इंपॉर्टेंट है, लेकिन सोसाइटी की जो कॉन्शियस है उसको भी बढ़ाना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। आपको स्टार्टिंग से शुरुआत करनी पड़ेगी, आपको मतलब बॉयज है उनको सिखाना पड़ेगा कि यू नीड टू रिस्पेक्ट गर्ल्स, ठीक है। आप लोग ट्रांसपोर्ट फीजिबल कीजिए वुमेन्स के लिए, वो तो इंपॉर्टेंट है ही, लेकिन अगर आप एक लार्जर पिक्चर, एक लॉन्ग टर्म सोल्यूशन के बारे में सोचेंगे तो आपको सोसाइटी के लोगों को कॉन्शियस करना पड़ेगा, उन्हें बताना पड़ेगा कि वुमेन सेकेंडरी सिटीजन नहीं है, उनका भी उतना ही रोल है जितना बॉयज का है, जितना मेल्स का है। तो उनको इतना सेंसिटाइज करना पड़ेगा। उसके लिए गवर्नमेंट को लाइक दे शुड स्टार्ट प्रोग्राम्स इन स्कूल्स एंड कॉलेजेस, कंसेंट क्लासेस दें, ठीक है, और बॉयज को भी सिखाया जाए, सेक्स एजुकेशन दें। ये सारी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है अगर आप मतलब मोरालिटी के क्वेश्चन पे बात करें तो।
क्या आपको लगता है कि ये एजुकेशन के आई मीन एजुकेशन की प्रॉब्लम है? मतलब पीपल शुड बी एजुकेटेड मोर बिकॉज शी सेड दैट शी थिंक्स ट्वाइस बिफोर गोइंग आउट अलोन और गोइंग आउट लेट इन द नाइट।
Exactly. I think the socialization procedure which a normal Indian person goes through, that is a very patriarchal sort of environment. In schools also, we are never taught to compromise our spaces. We always keep on saying that girls should reclaim their spaces, but then there are no spaces left to reclaim. So I think the whole problem lies with the socialization procedure of people in Indian society, because the Indian society, I think, is morally degrading day by day. So we, I think, should stress more on amplifying the kind of socialization we give to children in schools, in societies. And I think CCTVs do not help, because CCTVs in modern times, they act as a panopticon. We have one Fugo is one postmodernist. He told about this thing that they become tool of policing. So I think that CCTVs in schools, we say that recently we had one incident in which one child stabbed another person, and we said that the CCTVs were lacking in the class. But then this is not the problem of CCTV. This is the problem of society.
Okay. So essentially, mindsets have to be changed. It's a big, takeaway that's coming in from people here who are saying, of course, that they don't feel safe. The number of cases we've seen have only been increasing, and the big questions that we're raising here on Mirror Now, of course, what happened to the security measures at all? There were no CCTVs, no marshals, like Purva was just pointing out earlier as well. We're going to continue to track the story here on Mirror Now, continue to take this up on the debate later tonight as well. Let's now move on to some other news coming in from Tamil Nadu. We understand that that there is some development there in Tamil Nadu's Jallikattu. We understand that Tamil Nadu's Health Minister C. Vijay Bhaskar, his bull died during an event in Tamil Nadu. We have Pramod now joining us. More details. Pramod, what is the latest that you're picking up on the story?
Well, I could plainly say like nothing is going well for the Tamil Nadu government because against the Supreme Court they decided to conduct it with an ordinance passing it last year, and they did conduct it this year starting of January 1st. It was Health Minister Vijay Bhaskar who started the Jallikattu at his constituency Pudukkottai, and after Alanganallur, Palamedu and Davaniyapuram Jallikattu, once again Jallikattu was conducted at Pudukkottai in Tirunallur, and very unfortunate for Dr. Vijay Bhaskar, it was its bull. Very unfortunate that the bull died. A massive and a very beautiful beast died yesterday by ramming into one of the poles on this Vadi Vassal. Now this brings out a lot of questions about what were the people who are responsible for the security of the animal and the human beings there were doing it, because inside the pen before it leaves it into the main Jallikattu arena only 15 people are supposed to be there, but you could see a vast crowd of people standing over there. It definitely shows a lot of laws been broken, and because of that one unfortunate very beautiful beast has died.
But also, Pramod, in this particular case, we know, of course, that Health Minister's bull had the reputation of never being tamed.
The thing is that when it comes to Jallikattu, there are a lot of reputations, be it the bull tamer or be it the bull. And yes, the Vijay Bhaskar's bull called as Komban is very well known in that area. And the thing is that be it any bull, it has to fight over the thought to ram a person or anybody. What the bulls in Jallikattu generally do is that they do not target a person. They just try to find a way and run out of the Vadi Vassal into the main lane. Here what happened is that as per law, you're supposed to let the bull run into the Jallikattu arena, and from there only you're supposed to hold it or try to tame it. But unfortunately, in Avaniyapuram, Palamedu and Alanganallur also, we were able to see that even before the bull could leave the pen, the people are standing over there, which causes a lot of confusion in the bull's mind. And that's what we could see what happened yesterday. The bull, instead of going straight, it took a small, just by a few degrees a turn, a detour, and it rammed its right horn into this palm tree, a very strong palm tree. Because of that, it's collapsed then and there. We could not determine the cause of death because it was immediately taken from the place and buried yesterday itself around 6 p.m. No autopsy was done to find out what was the cause of the death, because that would cause another kind of a lot of raised, it will lead to a lot of questions to be raised on this matter too.
All right, Pramod, many thanks for getting us those details. Another news that's coming in now from Maharashtra. We understand states of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh are experiencing hailstorm and unseasonal rains.
सर्व शेतापर्यंत जाऊन पंचनामे करायचे असे आम्ही आदेश दिलेले आहेत. विमा कंपन्यांना सुद्धा आम्ही सूचित केलेलं आहे. अजूनही पाऊस थांबला नाही, अजूनही 2 दिवस गारपिटीची शक्यता आहे. त्यामुळे प्राथमिक अंदाज आम्ही आता महाराष्ट्रातला घेतलेला आहे. विदर्भातल्या सर्व गावाचा सर्व कलेक्टरशी माझं बोलणं झालं आणि सर्व कलेक्टरांना मंत्रालय स्तरावरूनही आम्ही आदेश दिले. मी स्वतःही त्यांना सकाळी 8 वाजता आदेश दिले आणि सर्व ठिकाणी आता पंचनामे सुरू झालेले आहेत. उद्या संध्याकाळपर्यंत सर्व ॲक्युरेट माहिती सर्व महाराष्ट्राची आमच्या समोर येईल.
As of now, the government is completely on the ground, especially the officers from the revenue department and the agricultural department, and they are assessing the extent of the damage happened to the crops, various rabi crops which were already ready to harvest in the fields. And apart from that, various crops various pulses and the gram varieties were ready and they were waiting the sale at the agricultural marketing committees as well. So therefore a great deal of damage has happened due to rains and this hailstorm across Maharashtra.